time you got me picking my nose.
Tough little.
And making salad. She's not making salad.
Have good programs from the bottom up.
He loves to get out of here. Stop hiding. Come on. I gotta get my salad dressing.
Sherry, it's gonna be just the door.
I know.
Well, she thinks if she goes like this, you can't see her. Put your head down. Thinks if she's not looking at you, you can't see her.
Yeah, a lot of kids are that way.
Yeah. Or she'll do this and just.
Smile on it. Go like this.
Wait.
That was
Make a
good.
funny face.
It's still wrong. Okay, you didn't break anything, did you? I guess this is my lucky day. Everything seems to be all right.
Yeah, you really are lucky.
I didn't think at all.
Everything.
I wanted to show you that I'm important. You wanted to be big and important, but you'll never be big. You're not. You'll always be important, especially in life. Yeah. Right?
We like you just the way you are, Mommy.
Oh, very good.
Can you make that for you?
Well, I thought I was making for everybody.
Is that a stick or is that just a?
Chocolate.
15 tons. And so we were young fellas, and Roy and I, we decided we wanted to go and unload the cottonseed. Old John, he was up in front, you know, with the driver. He pulled into Greenville, drove around, and got to this, where we could see where they're dumping the cottonseed down to the gin. But Roy and I jumped off. And we'd pull bows, and we had blue canvas gloves. And the reason I'm telling you that, why this Negro, when we jumped off and left John to unload that, and Roy and I, we hid and we watched him, you know. He looked around for us and saw his shell, and a big Negro come up to John and talking there a little bit. And John told us what he said later. He said, "Young fella," he said, "I'll unload that for a nickel. A cottonseed, you know." And John said, "Well, sorry, I got no money." And finally offered him an old pair of gloves. It cost 7.5 cents, and it wore out. And that Negro unloaded that cottonseed for that old pair of gloves. Yeah, he's with a scoop shovel.
15 tons.
Yeah.
That was hard time.
That was hard time, yeah.
Yeah, that's different than...
He was making 50 cents a day when we got married.
When did you get married? How old were you guys?
When
You got married?
He was 20 and I was
21.
17.
I'm 21.
Okay. And that was after you made your trip back to Arkansas. Then you guys came back out here, right?
We came up here in 35.
Oh, so you stayed down there for a while when you first got married?
Yeah, Carl was
No,
born
we
there
made-
and I was born
We made a
here.
crop or two, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we made a crop and all we raised was pumpkins and they were so big I couldn't even pick them up.
Oh, we had corn and stuff
A
like
little
that.
corn, but the cotton dried up.
The corn dried up and everything.
So he took a flatbed truck and stood up all the way to Arkansas.
Give $10 to ride it out to Wenatchee.
They stood in the back of a cab truck.
You kidding?
From where? Arkansas to Wenatchee?
Yeah. And there was
Ours
benches
was
on the
over
side,
here.
the women sat down.
I
and
went
then
And
in
they-
the men had to stand up?
Yeah, the men stood up.
And it was
Over
pretty
Wenatchee.
crowded in the back?
Yeah, it was a cab truck full of men.
Yeah, it was a Chevrolet flatbed.
And that's how you got it. Did you were there too?
No,
He
I left her
come by
back
the
there.
train.
Oh, you came by the... Okay.
Carl and I came out by the train.
Okay. But you stood up the whole way?
Yeah, we had seats, boards you could sit on. But it was just all just open bed
Said most of
truck.
the women sat on the board. There's
What-
some on either side.
What'd you do in Wenatchee? You pick apples or something?
Yeah. Big deal.
Yeah.
I got nickel a box, I think it was.
Is that right?
You guys were really the kind of the Okies coming in for the apple
Well,
picking.
they came by
Strict,
truckloads,
you know.
that's all I got.
Yeah, coming in for the apple picking and
Yeah.
And he'd
yeah.
bring them out and see to pick apples.
Like grapes of wrath and
Oh.
stuff. Like you read
Migrant.
see grapes of wrath is
Migrant
very
workers.
Pocket up?
yeah.
Well,
When was the second time this black guy saved your life? Or
Or
another
down in
black guy?
Texas,
This is a different guy.
a different guy. Yeah, I can't remember just how that was, but there again, he stepped between two other Negroes. We did a boxcar. You talk about building fires. We built fires all the time.
When did
When I went back to on that trip from Renton back home over around Montana, they stopped the train and pulled the guy up dead, froze to death.
What do you got in there?
Froze
It
to
was
death.
really cold.
You gotta hear about the
Hit that on
The-
the can you?
horse that you pulled the tail off.
Oh yeah, that.
horse? Did you put
That's
his tail?
something else.
Your poor dad.
What did you do?
Oh god, that's funny.
We didn't pull it off. We cut it off.
You cut it off. I mean, you had to.
Yeah.
Tail off.
Why?
We went by that house, we were there the other day.
Yeah, where we caught the
still go
fish,
by
well,
there.
we went there too. I went by.
Where we got the fish that time?
Yeah, you remember holding
Held
on
it
a
out in a stick. Yeah, he was about this big, and you put him at.
Yeah, about this long. Yeah, big.
They had a stick like this, and they stood like this, and they put the fish on the stick, like hanging down the stick. They held the stick right out in front of the camera.
Right.
So it looked real
And
big.
then fish looked this big.
And here they stood back
They
there.
were clear back here, and you couldn't see the stick. Fish was right in front of the camera. He was only about this big.
I went out over that same crossing there when we caught
That was
Yeah.
Stella's house.
That's where I lost the turtle. We had the turtle went down there. Yeah, lost it. It's funny. He held him right out there, just like he was a big fish.
I think we
Yeah.
still have that picture in the.
But you
Oh,
did too.
this horse escapade, that was something else. Just before I got married, and we were a great big bunch of us guys around over the country. You know, Doyle and Golda, and I think Golda's still in Washington. But then Doyle was with us, and Bid, and the Fraser boys. There's 6 or 7 of them. We went down the river to camp out and fish. We'd go in the river and hog them, you know. And so we went down and stayed all night down there camping.
You know what hogging is now, everybody.
No.
Yeah,
Is
you
it
know
that
what
we
I
reach
do?
in and get fish?
The logs are underneath the water. And
The
you
Yeah,
reach
like
in.
a bag in a
Wherever
hole.
the bed while we go in there and get them.
They knew where the holes were, so you reach in to get a fish.
But they
Oh.
might get a snake.
Might get a snake or something.
And but we went down there. We took an old boat. It's about 20 feet long, but it's narrow and a flat bottom boat, you know, a homemade boat. And it was about at least 16 or 17 feet long, I know. But the river was shallow enough. Going down, we went down like Meadowlark. I mean, nothing to it. And so some of the other guys took the horse and loaded him up with supplies while we were going to stay all night. And it was about, I don't know, 4 or 5 miles down the river where we were going to stay. And we took the boat and went down the river. And we got down there, well, it all worked so well going down, well, we didn't think about coming back, but we had to go up all these rapids. So we had an awful problem. We couldn't move that boat. And so finally we took back that old horse up there, and they had no harness or nothing on. And he had a big long tail. And they had a link trace chain, you know, nailed to the boat, so we looped that chain and tied a knot in his tail and looped that chain through it. Making him pull it over the
Make him
show,
pull up
but
the
it went
tough
pretty
part.
good.
Yeah.
We had his eyes covered up, so he couldn't see it, you know, and it didn't bother him. But
mean the rapids?
he lost his blinder, and that horse went crazy. And we trying to hang on to him. One of us would grab him with a bit. He'd sling, the guy going sailing across there, and the horse was bellowing. You never seen anything like it. And the furthest part of the boat, we had some camping gear, and the butcher knife was sticking out. You know, we'd used about this long. And after about 4 or 5 tries, well, I grabbed that butcher knife and just sawed that horse's tail right off. The old man, he didn't know anything about it. And we got back, well, nobody said a word. Back up there. And, old man said, what happened to that horse? Real bold about it too. And,
Yeah, I can hear him, he wasn't very kind of that.
so, nobody said a word. And finally, he nailed us down to where we had to tell him something. He said, well, a bunch of those Bear Creek gangs down there, they get all the biggest lies in the world. Get out of there. But I finally told old man years later after that what happened.
He did? What did he say then?
Oh, he's all right then, of course.
Mellowed
He
him.
laughed about it.
Yeah. But badly, that horse is really upsetting. That's sure, his tail, he's cut it off just below the end of the tail, you know, right the hair, all the hair on it.
And they need those tails too, get those tires off, poor guy.
Yeah.
That's a funny story.
I don't know if he
He
ever
used to tell stories
survived.
that I didn't want to tell in front of Gene and Carl because they were just little guys, you know, trying to teach them right from wrong, and he'd sit and tell these awful tales. But you know, that guys are tough then. Kids were, I guess Well,
they
they
are
had nothing
now.
else to do but play around the barn and
They dumped us off a train there at Kabul, Missouri. I think it's on that same, no, it's a different trip. I was on. And we walked from Kabul to Thera, Missouri. And then I walked from there to Hardy, I walked to Hardy, Arkansas, and caught a ride with a friend of mine out of Myron. But I walked about 20, 30 miles on that same trip. They kick you off the train, you know. They stopped that train out in the middle of the desert and kicked all of us guys off.
Make you walk. So you had to walk out of there.
Walk out of there, that's the way you get out. 3 years, I worked 50 cents a day. And when I got married, I had $350 in the bank.
Whoa,
Man, you're rich.
that's where she gets it.
She's a good one in your
She's a
family.
saver.
There has to be one.
I think we took our separate years across the country.
There has to be one.
out here, well, somebody, I don't know where.
No, Brian can't.
Good.
Well, Brian will sit right here in the hall. We'll go get it.
You got your seat,
Open up that door.
figure out, Jerry?
I don't know if she's on it. I want to see you ready for it.
Don't hit me. I think I will get it this time.
Better.
I'm not gonna go get it.
Yeah, red train, Greenland on that monkey bar.
There's only so many things.
He was just going for it.
No, but there's three.
You found my hearing aid, didn't you?
Brian's like.
One good omen.
Yeah.
And how you
Sure,
gonna take
he
him
takes you
crabbing?
crabbing.
He thinks he gets no crabbing.
Well, he's going crabbing.
How's he gonna go?
He's going to be.
Yeah, we'll bring him down.
You gonna fish off the dock? The crab
When's
off?
crab season?
Oh,
Isn't it over?
what?
When's crab
Brian would
season?
get it.
I don't
Does he
know.
have his shoes on?
They'd have to crab off the
Sharon, when's crab season?
dock.
Oh, yeah, I'll take a crab off there.
You're asking me.
Be like asking.
Well, your dad goes all the
Well,
time.
I think it's months with ours.
That's like
Months
asking
with
Ty.
ours or months without
No,
ours.
she kind of knows.
Yeah,
You were
Bill.
stealing watermelon?
Was it bid?
No, I'm thinking of somebody who was murdered by the tree.
Yeah, by the tree. She's
Oh,
thinking
yeah.
By the tree.
By the tree.
McCloskey or something like that.
Yeah.
Why was he murdered?
We know when we go by that
Half
tree, we
shield
went
or
by
half-
the other day, we were there, didn't we?
Yeah, uh-huh.
I don't remember how it was. Somebody
I can't
shot
think of
somebody,
that name.
flew around with their wife or something. Huh?
Yeah, and he hid behind a tree and this guy come along and he shot him.
Between,
Hardaway was his name.
Between the crook and the tree.
yeah.
He
Between where
shot
we
him.
lived and my
And they
grandma's
just-
house.
Everybody go by there, you know, and
They still
kids
talk about that tree.
talk about that, the way that guy shot him.
I just remember something happened when I was a kid. I heard him talk about it.
And he was a relative of yours?
No, I don't remember. Huh.
Right there by her old
Close
place.
by my granddad's house.
Neighbors.
Which one of your brothers got shot stealing a watermelon?
Bid.
Oh,
Bid?
Bid did, yeah.
Good old Bid?
He still got the shot in him.
Oh
They
no.
show up in every extra 800.
Shit.
Ben the golfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Reminds
gonna
me
have him today, but he was in Kentucky.
Reminds me of To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah.
You know the movie,
Yeah.
Harper Lee.
I need to see the movie again.
You should rent it.
I've only read the book. I never saw the
Yeah,
movie.
Bid still has several of those shot on there.
Oh, yeah, he got shot all, and when he said it took him in the Navy, well, they really questioned about those shots.
And Henry Ford's Grapes of Wrath is really this about the Okies packing
Never
up
seen
their
that.
And
cars and trucks and
we saw it in high school, but I didn't pay
you know moving from Arkansas or from Texas to California or
Did it,
whatever.
huh?
No, Katie will never.
And we also took a,
She won't be back
She's
that
still
night.
asleep.
when I was
I
about
wonder.
7 or 8 years old,
she come
well, we
out?
went
Where'd
from
she be?
Arkansas to Oklahoma in a
There's
wagon,
a
like
lot
a
of
wagon
activity
train,
going on.
3 wagons of us.
But she didn't
The
go down
cows
till
and everything
late.
back
It
there,
was
we
three,
walked behind it.
Oh yeah.
Went all that distance, took us 3 weeks.
Why'd you go there?
Oh, the old man just moved out there. He took his family with him.
Funny when Mom also said she was picking cotton one day and she saw her first airplane.
Yeah, I remember her telling that.
Oh, what was I?
She thought it was a balloon.
You were not even a thought.
Kind of scared, you know.
But God, my grandfather took me over to Hardy, and it took us 2 nights and a day, 2 nights and 2 days to get over there, 20 miles, and took a wagon. We stayed all night there and stayed all night in Hardy. They took me down to see the freight train that's in the
Freight train?
you know, and I see the train. So I got on this station platform. They had a wagon, you know, for the freight and everything. Man, that cannonball come down that river, and well, I thought the world was coming in. The first train I'd ever seen. I took off running. They had to run me down. Scared me to death.
You were running away.
Yeah, well, I knew it the train, but it just
So big and
just didn't go.
Yeah.
It never didn't stop. It just going right through.
where did you see your first airplane? Do you remember?
Yeah, it's out in Council Hill, Oklahoma.
How what year or I mean how old were you?
Well, it was about 1920.
You were about 8 or 9?
18, 19, 19.
8 or 9 years old?
Well, I was born in 12.
Yeah. What did it look like? Just a
Well,
two-seater?
it was way high. And I don't remember the first one I seen on the ground, but it was way high, the first one I ever seen.
And you saw it and you knew what it was though?
Well, yes, I kind of knew what it was. I also, the one I didn't know what was I seen the Shenandoah. I was some years after that.
The what?
That dirigible, you know, that cracked up.
The Hindenburg or the
Shenandoah.
So the Shenandoah was.
Yeah, that was before the Hindenburg.
Okay.
That was a blimp?
A blimp.
And a dirigible type thing, like Graf Zeppelin and the blimps they got in there. It was a rigid aircraft, you know, with air in it.
Yeah.
Big, long. It was longer than the Hindenburg, I think. But that scared me when I seen that. And it was miles away. But I was just a kid, that scared me.
How old were you when you saw the freight train?
Oh, I about 7 or 8, I guess. But it just noise what scared me there. Like Katie.
God, in your lifetime.
Lots happened.
From seeing an airplane, and, you know,
I know.
clear till today, where they're on the moon and
Yeah, I guess.
lasers and
In my time, or in my lifetime, I've seen about as much development
Yeah.
as you could see.
as you could see
that
in one
period of
lifetime.
time.
Yeah.
Not much close to it, but I mean, I've seen it come to pass.
Yeah. There's a famous quote in our business book that says, famous, what people said, how wrong they were, and one guy said, Jack Warner said, who wants to see anybody talking movies anyway?
From Warner
Yeah.
Brothers?
Yeah, and the other famous one is the Patton Charles Johnson or something, who was the Patton, head of the Patent Office in 1900, said everything that has been invented,
Or can
that
be.
can be invented, has been invented
Yeah.
in 1900.
In 1900.
Yeah. Now you imagine that.
That's a real wrong.
Real.
Long to change it since that
Oh
time.
man.
Hello, baby girl.
1900 to today.
Yeah, she's so cute.
Katie,
Trying,
Katie.
not
hey
easy.
Katie, hey Katie.
Did you wake her?
Half
I'm talking about
See, she's
development.
like 6
From the
months
time
older than-
I first started riding airplanes,
See, she's
there's much difference in them now.
right
They're just out of the world.
27, so.
Old propeller jobs, you know.
Yeah, I
Like
think
a
that
Gallagher
Billy.
jet, you
There's
know.
only 4
like-
Yeah.
difference.
I think that Billy Mitchell in 1936 and 37
April.
said that this is going to be the coming thing, and they laughed at him and
Well,
ran him out of the
he's a
service.
court martial.
Yeah, court
Did
martial.
she just begin to?
Yeah.
What was
Or
that?
has it
Who was
always
Billy
been
Billy
like
Mitchell, who's the
this?
famous
Last
general
year
about the
she
airplanes.
had lots, but
In the Air
last
Force.
Christmas
He advocated
was
all this
short.
stuff.
He said that
man.
air
Short
supremacy is going to
curly,
come
but
on and
very
all this stuff.
fine.
They just laughed at him.
It's like
They
it's
court-martialed
really
him.
different.
Court-martialed
I've
Billy
been
Mitchell.
showing it on the bottom quite a bit.
Some kind of a
I
nut.
remember I did that with Lisa. and it
Her
kinda
hair's a
happened
lot
then.
like Vicky and Carla's was too, quite hairy. Well, you're having time, aren't you? What did you do with your bottle? Did we use it? Did we use your bottle? Where's your bottle?
Kind of reminds me of.
Did you bring your bottle?
Another big advance too
Did you bring your bottle?
is, used to farm, you'd make a furrow about this big around a 40-acre field. And think how many times I have to go around that in order to plow that up. Round and round. One little furrow at a time.
That's a horse?
Horse out
Yeah.
in front.
Right. Couple of horses.
A 48.
That's even when I got married, it's that way.
When you were going from Hardy and those places when you were 8, 7 years old, that kind of thing, were there a lot of cars around, horses carriages?
What?
Cars? Were there a lot of cars, or
No
still a lot of
cars at all.
wagons? None.
No,
What did they?
our first car was bought in 1925. It was a big long Studebaker.
Were they around a lot, or did you just see a few here and there?
Oh, you know, you'd never see one hardly. Just the rich people or people like that had them.
I remember going to Hardy from where we lived and have to go in a wagon and stay overnight and back the next day.
Oh, yeah.
How far was it? 10, 20 miles?
Oh, it's,
Well, it's about 20 miles.
20 miles probably.
Overnight trip.
But then they'd just go up to the neighbor's house and say, I'm going to stay all night with you. Which they didn't actually know them, but they knew who they were. They knew everybody in the country, see. My grandfather, for example,
You want this? Is it cool?
he just, when we went out there, we went to Jess
You
Horton's.
don't want it?
That's mine.
He knew who he was, so we just stopped and stayed all night. And then
Mark's your cousin.
went on down the next day, down close to the hill there above Hardy. He pulled into somebody, he heard him over there, and said, we're gonna stay all night with you, and that's what we did.
Didn't have to find a Motel 6, did you?
Yeah.
Well, they expected it too. It wasn't an inconvenience.
No, I mean, they do the same thing to you, see.
Look at this.
Them that-
Police light. There you go.
yeah,
I saw the bright lights shining on you, flickering.
yeah.
Thought it was the police, but it was
Katie.
yeah, that wasn't it.
Katie, come see me.
Nope, she's my girl.
We had a big lot, you know, a horse lot. And then after we had a bunch of horses and mules. And this man come out of Muskogee, he come down to teach him how to drive. Oh man, how to drive that car, you know. And
We don't watch Mark Simpson.
we got the old man in that thing and they made around the block, around the corral pretty good for a couple of trips, you know. And they kept speeding it up a little bit. And the guy was sitting on the side of him. Pretty soon, why, the old man got ready to stop, why, and he run up these horses and they run in front of him, and slammed on his brakes, said, whoa, and just rammed right into those horses. That's the way, and he take that car, we're going to Oklahoma, and they had a railroad track there, and it went way up high.
It was
And,
a Christmas here.
You're going over there, you just go up to it and roll over it, you know, you could.
Oh.
He'd back up, way
He's on
back,
the
Said
stool.
and take a run at that thing.
Way up.
Almost change in. Every time he'd go over it. Do you think we could get him changed?
He was about to.
He just
That's
ain't doing
really
that.
cute.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Did it look like a Model T?
Well, we
Oh,
just
that
have
old,
one
that
now.
old,
Studebaker?
Baker, it was long.
I mean, was it more like, was it like a Model T?
Yeah, it was a 1925 straight
She died
eight.
at home, but I was
The
about
front
to
engine
take her
was
in there.
Straight 8. I didn't know they made them.
Straight eight.
She's got so she could hardly walk. She's pretty
1925
swollen.
model.
She's
Probably cost
didn't-
$800 brand new.
Probably.
Was it black?
Bought a new Ford for $500 after he got rid of that Studebaker.
Was it black?
Yeah,
Were they all still black?
yeah, it's black.
To help her walk.
And the Ford he bought was
Just
black.
before they ran
When did they
out.
start getting colors? In the 30s?
I don't remember.
So, when they.
They were nearly all black, and my
Because you
uncle
can't
bought
give
a-
them steroid
a
pills.
Chevrolet, and it was kind of
Yeah.
a green touring
Make a
car.
decision.
Chevrolet.
Well, I know
26.
Henry Ford got into trouble by, not trouble, but one of his downfalls was his famous statement that you can have any color car you want as long as it's
Yeah.
black.
Well, lots of people had black cars.
Well,
for
that's
a
all there
long
were.
time.
That's why he said that. But then that's when Chevrolet and all these other companies started coming after him. With radios and colored cars.
I ordered all black car one time. And they called and said it was in. I went down to get it. Man, it looks like a big little black hearse. I said, I don't want that thing.
Oh.
And they said, that's all right. You order things now and you take what you get.
Oh,
You get it?
Maybe
Like
we
couches.
hello?
What's wrong with your couch?
Couches?
You gonna go to bed now?
No,
No?
that's
How come?
where mommy's?
Where's Mama's what?
Where mommy? Where?
Where's Mommy's giraffe? You show me.
Different.
That one? This one. That's a nice one.
Me.
Where's yours?
This one.
Mmm.
This one. Mine. Five.
That's your giraffe?
When are you going to bed?
Nana. Nana. Ew.
Mike, thank you. What's Barry doing?
No, they were all in there.
I don't know.
Down, down.
Hey.
What's he doing? You don't know?
Listen.
Huh?
Picture.
He's taking pictures? What's he taking pictures of? I don't know either. What is
They through that.
through that? Oh. Who's he gonna show it to?
You got somebody checking your house, Eric?
No.
Just leave her,
Sorry,
huh?
I turned
Yeah.
the lights on. Going to get much more down there. She's
that way?
Yep, shut the gate.
Oh, we got
Hope for
so
the best.
much more stuff. I need to play with
yours?
you.
She did. Grandma who put in that other stuff.
And
This one.
I said, where does she keep it all? She said, out in the garage. And said,
Where's Papa's?
the scraps, she had lots of scraps. And you don't have any. And I said, honey, I have a
There's
full
Papa's
box
right
under the
there.
bed.
Papa's right there. There's Papa's right there. Right there, okay. Where's Daddy's?
I had that great big piece of lace. I gave her a piece of it the other
go. Wait till we get across. Get across the street. Now you can go. Ah, boy. What a joint.